Alright folks, this is Scott Moore from Whack Outdoors. I'm here with a good friend of mine, Scott Hunt. We are at the historic Bowie Farm on Parker Bowie Road in Iva, South Carolina. It's a fantastic location to hold a sustainable living and preparedness gathering. Okay, first of all, Scott, it is a pleasure that you came out to check the farm out with me.
Happy to be in the neighborhood.
Absolutely. God works in mysterious ways.
Amen.
I called Scott to ask him about participating in this event, and he said, I'm going to be right down the road. I can meet you over there and we'll talk about it.
That's great. I'm looking forward to it.
I am too, and for the viewers out there that are familiar with Scott, we're just really excited that he's offered to come on board and help with the event. I couldn't be more excited about that. For those of you that aren't familiar with Scott, Scott has a website and a business called Practical Preppers, LLC. Scott has an engineering background, and he basically specializes in sustainable power sources, water and power, without the grid.
Without the grid.
And he does consulting work in that area and also provides the equipment and installation. Is that correct?
Do the whole thing.
Right. And Scott also has a very popular YouTube channel. It's Engineer 775. He's got a bunch of videos. They all pertain to sustainable living and off-grid living. Very educational. It is absolutely worth your time and effort to check out what Scott has and what Scott offers. But what we're here for today and what I'm excited to announce is that myself and my wife Kathy, through Whack Outdoors, on May 6th and 7th, we are sponsoring a sustainable living and preparedness gathering on the historic Bowie Farm here in Iva, South Carolina. It is a fantastic location. It's just off of 81, right before you get to Iva. We're going to bring in different folks who specialize in homesteading, off-grid living, bushcraft, survival, prepping, a little bit of medical stuff. And we want this to be very user-friendly, hands-on, for folks who want to come out and get an idea of what things might look like if they need to dip back into skill sets from the turn of the century to keep their household and their families safe, operating.
Right.
And we're so excited to offer this event, and I want to really stress the point that this is a gathering, unlike an indoor event,
right,
which is basically just an expo, and you're going down a row of 10 by 10 booths. This is just an absolutely fantastic location, but because of the atmosphere of a gathering, you're going to get spend a lot of time with the vendors and the folks that are presenting. We're going to have some workshops and some seminars, be very educational. It'll be a fantastic way if you are just curious and kind of want to check out what the off-grid thing's all about. This is going to be a family-friendly way to come out, get some great food, and talk to some folks that kind of do this as a lifestyle and get a hands-on feel and a lot of education. We do live in uncertain times, and the way that I like to put it that I think is appropriate is if we have an event, regardless of what that event is, that makes life as we know it today take a dramatic setback to before power and infrastructure, are we going to be prepared to lead our families through that event in life?
And these solutions we're talking about are things that it doesn't really matter what the scenario is. These are skill sets that that would apply across the board. So I tell people, don't focus so much on the scenario. Just focus on your skill sets. Do you have the supplies, the skills in order to get you through pretty much across the board? You still need water, you need food, you need to know how to cook, you need to know how to hunt, gather, and all the things that you're going to show them here.
And we just encourage you to come out and avail yourself to the expertise of some of the finest off-grid homesteading, prepping folks in the country. They're going to be here offering their lifestyle in a format that's easy to digest and learn from. And I'm just so proud that Scott has agreed to come out and take a look at this with me today, and Scott has committed to be a part of this, and he will be doing seminars on alternative energy,
water, finding water, pumping water, storing it, You know, the goal is to have some sustainable infrastructure so that you might have to focus on other things like getting food or security, and just having those things that are kind of boring out of the way. They're things that we take for granted, just to have those things in place and working.
Right. And for what it's worth, I absolutely am going to kind of put a plug in for Scott, because I know he wouldn't do it. Scott's a phenomenal individual in what he does. He is nationally recognized in his area of expertise with off-grid power and water and heat. And if you ever think that you have a dwelling or a homestead or an area that you want to cover those bases in a very professional and effective manner, I really encourage you to take a look at Scott's website, Practical Preppers LLC. Give him a call. He's the man, undisputed. I'm giving him that credit. Look him up. All right, folks, this is Scott Moore from Whack Outdoors with Scott Hunt. Scott, I thank you a lot, and we look forward to seeing you on May 6th and 7th at the Sustainable Living and Preparedness Gathering on the historic Bowie Farm in Iva, South Carolina.